What is election law? Election law covers the legal rules that govern how public elections are conducted, who can vote and stand for office, how votes are counted, and how disputes are resolved. It includes rules on voter registration, ballot design, election administration, campaign finance, redistricting, and litigation over results. Constitutional and statutory basis. In the U.S., election law is shaped by the Constitution, including provisions for federal elections, federal statutes, and a large body of state law. The balance between federal and state authority affects how voting rights, districting, and election procedures are regulated. Important federal control exists where constitutional rights, e.g., equal protection, First Amendment, are engaged. Core principles. Key principles include the protection of the right to vote, equal treatment of voters, one person, one vote, procedural fairness, transparency, and integrity of the electoral process. Courts often decide cases where these principles appear to conflict with regulations or administrative practices. Institutions and actors. Election administration involves multiple actors: state election officials, local election boards, secretaries of state, courts, and federal agencies when federal statutes apply. Political parties and campaign actors operate under rules for registration, disclosure, and conduct. Prosecutors and civil litigants enforce compliance. Campaign finance and regulation. Laws regulate contributions, expenditures, disclosure, and public funding mechanisms. The field balances anti-corruption goals with constitutional protections for political speech. This creates complex litigation and evolving doctrine. Regulatory frameworks vary between federal and state levels. Voting rights and access. Voting rights law addresses voter registration, identification requirements, accessibility, absentee and early voting, and protections against disenfranchisement. Litigation and legislation continuously shape who can vote and how votes are cast and counted. Redistricting and apportionment. Rules for drawing legislative and congressional districts affect representation. Legal disputes often involve equal protection challenges, claims of partisan or racial gerrymandering, and standards set by courts for judicial review. Electoral disputes and remedies. When disputes arise, contested results, allegations of fraud or irregularities, or administrative errors, courts provide remedies through fast-track procedures, injunctions, recounts, and sometimes ordering new elections. Civil and criminal enforcement tools are used depending on the violation. Examples. Examples include litigation over voter ID laws, campaign finance cases, challenges to district maps, and disputes in close races that require recounts or judicial decisions. These cases illustrate how legal rules shape electoral fairness and legitimacy. In short, election law is the specialized body of law that ensures democratic choice is implemented according to legal standards, balancing regulation, constitutional rights, and practical administration across federal and state systems.